Nadszedł czas zmiany, przejścia do prawdziwego działania wszechświata. I nadszedł czas, aby zrozumieć, że używamy stanu materii, by osiągnąć poziom zrozumienia duszy człowieka. Teraz rozumiesz, być może, dlaczego Kreator wysłał swoich posłańców w imię tego, co miałeś. To oni przynoszą uszy, aby można było ich użyć, gdy nadejdzie czas Mesjasza. Mogę nauczyć duszę i przesłanie. Nie by się przeciwstawiać, ale poprzez ich zrozumienie przez tych, którzy stali się Mesjaszami, aby dawać ze swoich dusz, aby ich elewować. Zadanie stało się łatwe. Szkoła jest tutaj i uczniowie są tutaj w oddaniu. Wtedy nie będzie żadnej walki między tym, co nazywają muzułmanami a chrześcijanami. Baranek i lew będą jeść i spać w tym samym gnieździe. Chrześcijanie i muzułmanie będą spać i modlić się w meczecie, w tym samym kościele, w imię ich dusz, nie w imię religii, które są używane do tworzenia tak wielu konfliktów, dla korzyści tych, którzy byli hiperaktywnymi dziećmi. Nadszedł czas, czas zmian jest tutaj. I jak powiedziałem, moje życzenie jest moim rozkazem. Jeśli pragniesz ujrzeć pokój, droga pokoju jest wyłożona bardzo wyraźnie. To dusza świadomości zbiorowej. Poprzez dawanie stworzy tą pozycję zmiany. Nic innego. W duszy człowieka nie ma długopisu. Jestem pewien, że po wejściu do społeczności uniwersalnej nigdy nie zobaczysz niczego zapisanego, ale równowagę pól duszy egzystencji. Staraj się być na tyle pokornym, aby nie stać się aroganckim w mocy, którą zrozumiałeś i posiadłeś. Inaczej wpadniesz w tą samą ścieżkę kościoła i meczetu. To jest to, co obiecaliśmy i to właśnie dostarczyliśmy. Musimy zrozumieć działanie duszy. I musimy zrozumieć, że dusza człowieka jest gwiazdą w kosmosie wszechświata. Jeśli porównamy duszę człowieka i tak wielu nas, 7 miliardów w jednym zbiorze, Ziemia jest jak galaktyka z tak wieloma gwiazdami. Kiedy patrzymy w głąb wszechświata, widzimy galaktyki z setkami milionów gwiazd. Podobnie jest z planetą Ziemią. Niesie 7 miliardów pięknych gwiazd, które są duszą człowieka. Niesie z sobą duszę tak wielu trylionów zwierząt, roślin i wszystkiego innego. Jeśli więc patrzą ci, którzy nie widzą fizyczności Ziemi i jej zawartości, co widzą? Widzą galaktykę z wielką ilością pięknych, świecących świateł. Każda według swojej siły. Każda zgodnie ze swoją pozycją. Niemowlę ma piękną duszę, podobnie jak staruszek. Dla tych niefizycznych, którzy nie widzą fizycznego wymiaru tej planety, ale widzą siłę pola, jesteśmy gromadami gwiazd. Ludzka rasa, każda pojedyncza dusza, nikt z daleka nie widzi. To jest dusza rybaka, to jest dusza kosmologa, to jest dusza prezydenta. Wszystkie świecą bez względu na fizyczność. To jest magia. Oto co nowa nauka musi przynieść człowiekowi. Kiedy patrzymy przez naszą duszę, widzimy tylko gwiazdy w innych duszach. I to jest przełom, to jest zrozumienie. Na tym właśnie polegają te wszystkie nauki. Dojście do dojrzałości następnego poziomu, aby zrozumieć daleki kosmos. Wszechświat jest ostrygą dla tych dusz, które służą. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy do wejścia w kosmos. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy, aby stać się częścią uniwersalnej społeczności, która została obiecana. Nigdy nie obiecywałem wam nieba. Zawsze obiecywałem wam elewację człowieka, aby przyłączył się do rodziny. A teraz macie klucz. To wy musicie otworzyć drzwi, aby zrozumieć, że mogę elewować duszę tych ludzi lub milionów innych dusz, że fizyczne życie na tej planecie zmieni się. Wtedy jestem godny bycia częścią społeczności uniwersalnej, by być, aby służyć, aby się rozwijać, by być tam, aby być częścią, że w cyklu życia wszechświata staje się w byciu częścią, staje się częścią totalności. Kiedy człowiek osiągnie ten punkt, pojawi się nowy wymiar w sile duszy człowieka, który jest poza wyobrażeniem zrozumienia życia fizycznego. To jest brama do otwarcia nowego życia w nowym wymiarze, co jest poza wyobrażeniem tego, co mogliście nazwać nowym początkiem, nowym cyklem, gdzie ten cykl niesie ze sobą źródło stworzenia życia we wszechświecie i unikosie. To jest elewacja duszy, aby służyć. Stała się kluczem. Nie tron życia fizycznego. Czas jest odpowiedni, nadszedł czas, aby człowiek przeszedł przez ten proces.
Witamy wszystkich na 413 warsztatach poszukiwaczy wiedzy w języku polskim. Dzisiaj mamy niedzielę, 8 listopad 2020 rok, a tematem jest druga część 352 warsztatu poszukiwaczy wiedzy. Jest to tłumaczenie od godziny 30 minut 23 sekund do 2 godzin 10 minut 13 sekund, od 2 godzin 13 minut 33 sekund do 2 godzin 28 minut 45 sekund i trzeci fragment od 2 godzin 31 minut do 2 godzin 37 minut 46 sekund. To są krótkie przerwy między tymi częściami. Po tych warsztatach, po tej drugiej części tego tłumaczenia zapraszam do rozmów, zadawania pytań, na które postaramy się odpowiedzieć wspólnie. Tak więc oglądamy.
Thank you very much. In the memory of Sandor, one of the corner founders from the core team of the Keshe Foundation, And in so many ways, he brought so many joys and so many memories and so many wisdoms. Are there any other questions?
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. We have still a number of questions in the Q&A. From Salome.
Let me can I ask you a question? I want to ponder a question to all the knowledge seekers. If you make the 5 cups in a way to create the soul, doesn't matter in a living, in a plant, or in a solid, or in a gas, and keep the gravitational field forces of the system, cup number 5, the same, but change the strength, different combination of the inertia. What do you think might happen to the structure of the soul and the structure of the physicality? Would you be manifested in 1 second as an oxygen, then the next as a cat? Or would it be manifested that the same entity with different shapes and colors? If any of your knowledge seekers try to do this, but in a true essence, not in singularity, would you be able to see how you would look in another dimension and feel the strength of the universe? Do not forget that the universe itself has its own constant gravitational magnetic field center. We are centered to another center, which is centered itself to another center. So would it be, or would you be able to exist if you change the initial strength of the universe? Would we all change? As we see the inertia absorbs and attracts gold or CO2 or whatever, what would the inertia of the universe create from the field strength of the soul of the man? Then maybe you understand when we said every soul becomes a star in the dimension of the universe. As is gravitational magnetic field in respect to the field center inertia in the given space matches, the soul of the man becomes the seed of the star. Then would every soul created in this universe will find a place and a space to manifest itself in the dimension of the creation of the Creator. How much are you open to understand the totality and not just in a macro or in a micro? But have to understand the totality of the essence of creation in all dimensions. How would it look in one dimension and how it will behave in another? This is the cornerstone of universal teaching. To understand the interaction of the field of a plasma with any given position and condition and strength in the dimension of the universe, both as a companion energy or as interacting energy. If becomes companion energy, becomes what we call the two neutrons. And when it's interacting, it becomes the creation of new plasma and conditions. Would the change in the inertia will create different color of skin for the soul and the physicality? And how this will affect the school of the thoughts of the soul when it comes in interacting with others. When you are orange skin, you behave different and think different than when you are green skin. But you're still a man. You still understand the limitation of the human life. Extend your horizon. Don't stick to one thing. And then see what happens. And then if we can produce systems which can break through the dimension of physicality. Any question?
We have a question in the Q&A from Antonio. It says, good morning, Mr. Keshe. My question is, the different rays or qualities of different rays determine the makeup of our personality of each individual. And with the understanding of these qualities, can you give us the insight into what area of knowledge each person will be good at, for example, as an artist or as a scientist, and the virtues and vices of these rays depends on how we respond to them? Some ideas on these ray structures is there 7 major rays with different qualities and many sub-rays, which could be a great study in understanding who we are and what area of interest would be best suited for us in this life.
That was a very long question. Can we go to sleep and wake up tomorrow?
So
break it up.
The basic question is, do these rays produce qualities in our in the makeup of each individual, in the terms of our virtues and the things we're interested in life?
Yes, yes, of course it is.
Are there 7 major rays and then sub-rays?
Maybe because they talk of a rainbow. But have we ever seen a universal rainbow?
No, because it would be invisible to our eyes, I would think.
Yeah, but when you see universal rainbow, doesn't limit to 7. Mankind will see it when you cross many of the solar system. Sometimes when you leave galaxies on the interface of their field interaction, you see them. If you look into the depth of the universe and look for galaxies, you can watch it, how they behave. My God, there's a lot of questions here.
Yes. We have a question from Julie in the Q&A, and then perhaps we can hear from Salamia directly in the audio. Julie asks, we are created in the womb of the mother in water. During the birthing process, we transition into an air atmosphere. How does a cesarean birth affect a soul and physicality compared to a vaginal birth due to the different gravitational and atmospheric pressures the child experiences?
A lot. There's a lot of research has been done on this in the behavior of the children born by cesarean, children born in natural birth, children born and trapped in the birth tunnel, the precondition before pregnancy, what they call it, delivery, and even the emotion of the mother immediately after the birth. All affects the psychological pattern of the body of the child. Some of this thing is open. Hello. And we got to understand something very maybe important to each one of us. The shape of our brain is dictated by the strength of our soul and the interaction of the soul of physicality. When you bring a child out through a birth tunnel, the brain is deformed compared to its position where the soul had the freedom to grow it as it liked in the womb of the mother. This creates certain conditions in the structure of the brain which are not reversible. Then the emotion going through the emotion of the birth. If you go with a cesarean, does the child feel the pain of the cut? Many cesareans go wrong and women are opened up without any anesthetic or very ineffective anesthetic. We see the trauma of the mother and we see the trauma of the child. There are a number of studies on this, but we see the child is born in a totally different behavior than the children who are born through the, what we call the birth tunnel system. In the coming time, in the short coming time, by the development of the enhancement unit, mankind giving birth through a vaginal tunnel will become to an end. The process is that we transfer the soul of the child from the womb of the mother in the dimension of its physicality to manifest itself outside. This is something which is the foundation is already working on, and we should be able to see this in a very short time to come. We move the soul of the child from the womb of the mother at the point of his maturity. That with it follows the physicality. This is part of the new conversion of the soul to physicality, that the man can live in both dimensions, that one doesn't become a hostage to that. We expect to see the operation of this system in the coming months, where we do not. Why should coming to birth be such a painful process for a child and the mother, where it has to be joyful? And in that process, if we can develop technologies where we can elevate the soul of the child in the process of development and the transmutation of the energy of the fields, this should be how in the universe some races give birth to their existence. Yes, it makes, there's a lot of research. I've done some work on this over years, understanding the traumas and how the children are born. Russians are extremely, as we all know, advanced in part of this to allow the child to be born in another water environment. But in a coming time, in a very short coming time, the children of man will not, it's the choice of the mother to go through as we choose the cesarean or the birth, or by the transformation of the transit of the soul of the child. In a way, the process will be very similar. As we said, in a short coming time, in Linson has exhibition, we are leaving a tank to show how we can create life. In a long run, mankind can do so to transfer the soul into the liquid environment, that the child still feels the same till the point of the acceptance of life in a what we call gaseous dimension. This is part of the new development, and we have already announced this. The new children of the race of the man do not need to go through the process of the birth tunnel or cesarean. As we know, change of environment is a transfer of the soul and the physicality of the child from the womb to the dimension of existence. Now we know that we can create a condition by transmutation of the soul, but in the dimension of the creation. Yes, it will be done. In a very short time, you will see the first children to be born in this way. We endeavor to do that. It's part of the understanding of the control of totality of the body of the man, the physicality, not to become the reach and the dimension of the physical life. This needs a very comprehensive process in evolution of elevation of the soul. We nourish our children. We take all sorts of things that our children, when they're born, are perfect. Chinese have a tradition. As you said, with some Chinese, at the dinner table, they refuse to eat this or that. And when you ask them, they said, I'm getting prepared to become a father. I have to eat the right things. You speak to the woman, one tells you the same thing. I'm eating, I'm going through that 6 months, a year before I conceive a child, for my body to be ready for my child, what I'm giving the soul to be perfect in physical dimension. In the new understanding of the world of science, we do the same to elevate the soul of the child. That one thing that the mankind have not understood, we left it to the forces of nature to create. But the way we nourish the physicality of the child to be perfect, now we nourish the soul of the child. to create a perfect child, perfect physicality. We dealt with the serpent. Now we understand the knowledge, we deal with the principle. The children of the future, as now you go home to a doctor and say, congratulations, you're pregnant, this is omega-3 or this is folic acid. Now we tell you, you're pregnant. This is the way to elevate the soul of your child. And in that dimension, we can do the transformation of the physical life in the dimension of the soul of the man. These are not far off, these are actually built as part of the enhancement units for delivery of the children. If you go into the enhancement unit, if you've been to see it, there is a chair right in front of a stool, in front of the chair, purposely built for delivery of the children in the dimension of the soul of the man. This is one of the innovations which, in a way, we have never revealed, but you now understand. We elevate the soul of the child that in maturity chooses the life of the man on earth. The very first children of this system will be born in the coming months. We have developed especially new systems now in the completion to be used for this purpose. We always cared in how physically our children will be born. Now we care how elevated the soul of our child is during this progress of life in the physical dimension. Would this bring changes in the physical dimension of our children? Most probably, yes. Would we get more intellectually based children? Most probably. Would our children of the future be multilingual, not only on the planet Earth, in understanding the work of the universe? Answer is yes. As I said, as we come to understand the work of the universe in universal dimension, we reveal many things which we have put the fundamental basis in the teaching of the past. The body enhancement unit is, in fact, the soul enhancement too. But you have to, and our scientists have to understand it, that we elevate the soul of totality and we use it from the time of inception of the child, from the first days of first weeks. As you remember in one of my teachings, I say, we care how our children educated and what they were. Now we care how their soul are elevated to be perfect. This is another dimension into the teaching. And the system for it is already operational. The whole system of the enhancement unit carries the soul of the creation. Would the next generation ever be born to want to fight? I don't think so. Would our next generations will ever know about conflict? I don't think so. Because we enhance within the soul structure that the physicality understands has a companion to elevate it if need be. The hunger for power, the hunger for wealth will die with the man. As it has everything in its possession, our children will produce gold in the palm of their hand, and they elevate the soul of another with the twinkle of an eye as we elevate their souls. When you stand in the research center and you look at the new innovations and what is to come, you understand the beauty of the knowledge which is to be released in the next 4 or 5 months. Everything mankind has touched will become dust in knowledge and technology as the new science is released. Don't look in giving birth and going to a delivery room. Look, going to systems like enhancement unit, delivering the soul of your child to follow with the mission of physicality, a perfect child in soul and physicality. Not a dream, reality which the systems are already set to deliver. Any other question?
Yes, perhaps we can hear from Salomia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that name correctly, but I'm sure they can let me know. Hello, Salomia. Can you
Unmute.
go ahead there? Yes, hi there.
Unmute means can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you
Yes.
now.
Okay.
Where are you from? You're bombarding us with questions.
Yes. I'm sorry. My name is Salome, means peace, and I'm very happy because God, or this godness, the first ray, plasmatic ray, sent me the opportunity to meet you, because it's my destiny, you know. That's why I put
Where are you
a lot of
from?
questions. I am Romanian, but
Oh.
my background is Hindustani.
Ah, how come?
How come? My ancestors came from India, so my spirituality is different from Europe.
Ah, you're a Romanian Indian.
Yes. As far I understood, your theory is a theory of everything. I was very much in love with physics, you know, and I am a
didn't like
professor
physics.
of international relations myself.
Yes.
That's why I'm interested on this theory of everything, who explains that the earth is but one country and I am the universe. As a human being, I am the totality.
There is a old says the earth is but one country and mankind is citizens.
And yes, mankind, I mean. And myself, I am the universe. I am the totality.
Yeah.
And if you understand this truth, we will be healed. This is my philosophy as an Indian, you know, Shakti,
Yeah.
with the creator, the godness,
Yeah.
and she's a ray. I can make a parallel, you know, between your knowledge, which is revelation from the God, from the godness. You are a divine person. I can feel it. And your mission is to bring peace on the earth. I can help you to to do this at my small level. I am a professor myself, yes, on
Thank you very
international
much.
relations. That's why I came here in your group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a lot we can do on the international level in spreading the knowledge and peace. I think by next week this time, we will see most probably, hopefully, a new cycle of movement by world leaders. And in that process, as we say, the leadership has to come through the science and technology and not through the world of politics. And people like you can help a lot to spread the knowledge, to create the knowledge. As you know, when we opened the Lynn Center, we met a lot of resistance. People who made bend backwards to stop the Linz Exhibition Center to be opened up. And now we see through the same process what we call Austrian government official in different ways through tourism, and they're promoting the foundation work. In past week, 10 days, as we stayed there and we showed there is a new science, there is a new way, and more or less we are the only exhibition in town, more or less in the whole of Austria, everywhere is black closed. We've seen that gradually the world of what we call new knowledge and technology will take hold, will progress, and needs people like you to be able to take this technology across. In a very simple way, I explained to some of our knowledge seekers in the last few days. Americans have a very harsh word they call, if you remember, the word they use for a war. We use the words for peace. In a way, we need to write a new vocabulary of peace, which is related to our science and technology, that people can associate themselves with. This is not the old way to want peace, but this is a new way that through science and technology we create that condition of peace. And people like you can promote this, and we will show technologies which will bring this. The American word of shock and awe, which was used in Vietnam and other places, will become shock to enjoy. Enjoy the new technology, enjoy the new science, enjoy what it'll bring for all of us. And many people like you in your position, and diplomatic people and scientific people, will have to accept the position. When we show what is about to be shown in public, we take lead. We will take lead using the new dimensions of new technologies. In a way, we transform the world in very rapid way by delivery of technologies which are universal technologies, and we took our time to do so. And now it's our privilege to deliver. But it needs to be taught. It needs to be understood that it becomes a tool of peace.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thank
And
you very
sorry
much.
because I put a lot of questions. I'm so
How
sorry.
we're seeing it's just going, it's okay, no problem. We can't answer all of them. We'll be here till tomorrow morning. We try to answer some.
So I'm so happy because I was able to talk to your soul and
Thank you very much.
indirectly. And
Thank you very much
God
for your
bless
time.
you.
Thank you.
She had one very good question in the Q&A, which
Depends
was,
how good for who.
well, it's a very simple question, and I thought it was quite relevant, which is, who created the fields?
As I said, book number 8 is the origin of, it's creation of field, magnetic field. And in so many ways, the creation of the field has come from the strength of one. And in essence, for it to be created, has become from the interaction of nothingness. In essence, the fields, the universal fields, has come from the interaction of the nothingness, but of existence of its own. You, if you look in the ocean, on the sea, you see out of nowhere waves are created, and we see waves on the surface of the sea, where in fact is nothing but water in interaction of itself by itself. Nothingness out of nothingness, the wave has been created. In different interaction. So the rays are created from interaction of non-existence of the totality. And in so many ways, still in part of the universe, we can find these nothingness, but in a way, creator of the original field. We call it springs in the word of the man. But they come from the interaction of the, what we call, no dimension. This is the essence, the creation of the creator. Maybe for the first time, we can explain it this way, that mankind can understand. Man has always been looking for its origin, the creator, and then we call it whatever, and then we say where the creator comes from. Now for the first time you might understand a twinkling light in the essence of the creation. We come from nothing and we go back to nothing. But what is that nothing? And in essence, creation of the first rays comes from that point. In the future, I will explain more and more where the first rays, first light, the first interactions was created that led to the creation of the Creator. But the biggest question for mankind is, where has all this energy have come that has led to creation of unicorns and universes? Then the answer is simple. Where does the swelling of the oceans come from? And in which way these swelling changes themselves to the wave, and by hitting the shores, they become waves and sounds and creator of life or destruction of life. I made man in the image of myself. So the science of creation, not only man. I made wave in the ocean from the interaction of the field of myself, that it became the wave that sails upward. I am the creator, and in essence, I created all within me, from me, and through me. Never look in the dimension of only when it says, I made man in the image of myself. Understand that the whole of creation, what you see, is in essence part of what was created and the thing which was created out of. Within the oceans we found life, and within the structure of the Creator we find the life of the universe. And then if mankind understands this, mankind has matured to the point of the reality of the creation of the Creator. When you sail the oceans, and when you sail the oceans of the universe, then you sail the oceans of the universe. You understand, in essence, the application of the essence of the Creator, where the Creator was created out of. And within it lives the totality of His creation as the wave created condition of existence. Within and above, and the totality is the same. I made the universe in the image of myself, and not the man. Any other question?
Yes, we have a couple of hands up here. Jalal, and then Caroline Priller.
This is for you, Rick. Rick, if we let Mr. Cash teach the next 2-3 weeks in the same time, I think we will we will have everything. Because you know that the kind of the teaching is different. daytime and nighttime.
No. Excuse me, Jalal. The teaching is the teaching of universe, not the teaching we done up to now of the man. And we told you that before.
Yes, I understand that.
The teachings will be in depth, preparing mankind to become the citizens of the universe in the next 5 months.
I think we understand that.
Years, but
Actually,
really-
it's a
really
very
back on-
easy course. We did all the crash course for past 7 years and 20 years. Now we do the easy one. This is how we learn. But the thing is now that, as I said, you teach at a higher level. The things we taught up to now at the lower level becomes much easier to understand. Teaching at the universal level makes many of the knowledge skills to understand the teaching of the matter state, which we've done up to now, much easier. Man will understand the structure of his soul this way much faster. And then the rest become easier to handle. We bring a revolution, evolution in science in the next 5 months. And rapidly we'll release systems to show it because man would like to see something. Next question.
Okay, I think we just had an open microphone there. I'll mute that
Okay, mute that.
and disable talking. And Carolyn, if you'd like to go ahead.
Yes, please. Thank you very much, Rick. Hello, Mr. Keshe. As a reaction of your last week's teaching, the Universal Council wanted to say something, wanted to make a wish concerning the collaboration with the Rothschild family. And if you like to, I can present this wish now on behalf of the
Go ahead.
Council. Okay. We, the Universal Council, welcome the Rothschild family and any other organization who are committing to peace. And we support with our soul every soul who is here to serve. We, the Universal Council, wish the Rothschild family to sign the World Peace Treaty and to act in peace. We, the Universal Council, invite the Rothschild family to elevate the Universal Council's soul. We are present. The Universal Council.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Our negotiation with the group is ongoing, and when we reach the mutual agreement, we will let you know. And it's a very long road to go, and we'll see. It seems everything is waiting for that point to come. And it seems that every point needs a structure for it to be given to come. We're looking forward into the change which is about to come, hopefully in the coming days. And with it, we will show in a way, welcoming to the new world leaders, new ways of operation. I would like to thank the Universal Council for their work and for their wishes. And I know they have woken up and they have really taken their position and are striving to bring that change in. As many of you know, we had a meeting between the Iranian Farsi teaching and the Brazilian some 10 days ago, and this Sunday the Keshe Foundation Farsi goes as a guest of the North American group and return on Monday from North Americans who, you know, in the next week we announce the same between the Farsi language and the Chinese, which they already have meetings on a regular basis on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and Friday on Corona. We'll lock up into one of them and we'll come back, visit, and be here. Other groups of the Keshe Foundation start working this way. These mutual interaction core, what we call the spread of knowledge, is needed to bring not only initially for different groups to know each other, but fundamentally to become one organization in development of new technology for peace. We look to our knowledge seekers who have already elevated the souls and their knowledge to become part of the structure of the development of the peace in the coming time. We have seen those who we brought in without the knowledge. To them was something I had to do. Those who came with the understanding of the knowledge have always worked to elevate the soul and the work of the foundation. Thank you very much.
Okay, we've got Mark Curran with a hand up here.
Hello, Mr. Keshe, Mark from Cape Town. I think it was 2 months ago you were telling us about the 60 kids or adults with cerebral palsy in the hospital. How's that going on?
We didn't give numbers, and it's more than that, and it's still ongoing. It's not cerebral palsy, they are mentally what we call disadvantaged, and we'll see. This is observation.
Special people.
Very special people. This is observation which is going with our group, and we should get a report in the coming weeks as we go and we develop. It's ongoing. The doctors and the nurses and the administration of the hospital are very happy with the progress, so they're keeping a tap of it. I get the report once a month or so, and unless there is a rapid evolution in it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have Dean next.
The spying Dean.
Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Hello, yes.
Mr. Keshe, thank you very much. It's one of the children in the sweet shop.
I gathered that.
So my question would be, Mr. Keshe, you spoke about these beautiful children that are going to be manifested in perfect condition. The environment of the Linz exhibition and all the wellness centres that are going to be present across the globe, across the planet, Will those children have a direct connection with our universal community? Will the universal community have a presence within that soul in the development?
Yes. Yes.
And how would the ray of that soul differ from humanity in the present moment?
They are open to the knowledge of the universe. The first child born has become what we call the origin, and all will emanate from her. In so many ways, mankind will elevate the soul of itself to a new level. And with it, we upgrade, not upgrade, but we come to understand more about the creation of the life of the universe than being occupied with the creation of life on this planet. We become more open-minded, see beyond, and with it, it creates new opportunities and new conditions for development of the soul of the man. Our soul will be educated at the universal level than the man busy with food and work and living. It's a new dispensation and no one can stop.
Is this in both dimensions, Mr. Keshe? Is this
in all dimensions?
In all dimensions. So some of these souls will be in physicality, and some will choose not to.
They choose. They choose. It's the first time, as we announced before, they have a choice, but it has to come from an origin, and the origin is to come. In essence, will carry part of the soul of the Creator, but with a new, in a way, what we call new boys in the block, or new girl in the block. And the totality of our future children will be carrying the knowledge of the universe. Now we learn English or French or one of the languages. The new generation will understand the essence of the languages of the emotion of the universe. And with it, they will create a new cycle. And this cycle will be peaceful, originated from man, but in essence peaceful, because it has access to everything it needs and it wants. It doesn't need to strive to reach to get.
Thank you. That's it's such the emotion. It's that beautiful understanding of everything that you've given it to humanity, and then this deep connection, and the next step, that next wonderful peaceful stillness within humanity. It's going to be a joyous thing to be part of. Thank you.
Welcome. Our next generation to be born will have, like our present generation with the computers, if you are a bit older, you see them, you know it, you understand part of it because of the new computer games or whatever, or computer mentality of the internet or whatever. The new generation of the man's children will understand the work of the universe at birth. This will be given to them as a right. And this way, mankind will not strive to learn to get to, but mankind starts from a platform of understanding the totality, what to use for. We don't push you to become doctors, medical or scientists. We deliver the whole knowledge, as if you've seen with the, even with the technology. You decide. You want to use the farming side of it, health side of it, and the energy side of it. Now, the new generation will deliver, will receive the totality of the knowledge of the universe. This is a massive, as you say in computer game, upgrade for human soul. But this is not just for humanity. In a way, as I said before, the whole of creation to the gift of the Creator has been elevated and to be elevated.
That's quite incredible, Mr. Keshe. Thank you.
The cornerstone of this work is sitting where you're sitting, in the enhancement center.
Yeah. I've been feeling that, Mr. Keshe. My the soul connection is so deep, the draw from the soul to be present, not only in physicality but on a soul level within the links and in general around the planet is enhancing and growing in every moment, it seems.
I think we're getting prepared, even though it looks a lot of gloom and gloom with this corona business, but in essence, mankind is getting ready for a big change. It's not that they're going to chip us. We're going to chop them with knowledge, with love and care and delivery of technologies which will change things. To fight takes energy. To sit and the one who fight destroy the whole ethos of their own belief is much easier.
Mr. Keshe, thank you for your love and care. We love you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Love you too. Thank you very much. Any other question? Or shall we call it a day?
Well, there'll always be more questions. There's no doubt about that. I was trying to see if there's anything.
I to understand the teaching of today about the creation of plasmas and the interaction and creation of the plasmatic atoms or atomic structure of the plasmas, because in the coming time there will be the corner work of your work. This is how your soul interacts. This is how your central energy interacts. In fact, as I said, the soul of the man and the soul of physicality in the interaction lead to creation of physicality of the man. Now your soul interacts with the soul of universe. What physicality does it create? How does that physicality manifest itself in the universe? The knowledge is much deeper than what you see on the surface. But as has been asked, is gradually explained more and more.
Hello, Mr. Keshe.
Good evening.
Can you do like a diagram of how you explain the origin of hydrogen, how it came to be?
What do you mean?
You know, you were explaining the theory of how it came to be from the rays. And I'm trying to get it wrapped around my head in how you were describing it. I still can't get it.
I think you listen a few more times, you might get it. And then one night in the sleep will come. What they call eureka feeling. The understanding of the knowledge of the creation of what we call hydrogen is come from interaction of the fields of one single atom, but in a plasma condition, not in a matter state. And in so many ways, when this plasma interacts with the inertia, converts into electron and proton. Before is a singularity of its own. In interaction with the field of the inertia, it creates that condition. And according to the strength of inertia of matter component field strength, dictates if that plasma at that point can convert to that matter state. Not every plasma which passes an inertia will convert to, because it hasn't got the characteristic of. If you are a gold plasma energy and you pass the uranium, you don't change to uranium. You just pass till they find or till the environment for the strength of the gold has been interacted or developed. This is the easiest way one can explain. But don't forget, one of the main reasons we have hydrogen in such a large amount is due to the fact that magnetic strength within the center core of this planet is hydrogen-based plasma. Which means that within the center of the cores of the plasma, we create gravitational magnetic fields, plasma condition of the hydrogen. And that dictates the creation of hydrogen as such on this planet. It's not coincidental. Read the patent and understand it in conjunction with the books.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for that extra, Mr. Keshe.
You're welcome. Or do I get paid extra? Not again.
Double as usual.
Double at nothing.
Double for overtime.
Double. Thank you very much. We'll try to explain in more depth to you to understand the basics, that when we push with a fast level of understanding and teaching, the fundamental understanding is there, that it can convert to totality of the knowledge transfer. Most probably, sometimes during this teaching, we'll meet gaps of silence. As we start teaching the universal way of communication, where many of you will return the message by voice, where we deliver messages to you in the elevation of the soul, and in time, as knowledge seekers, we revert back to the teachings, that what you heard. In a way, what we try to do, we do the Chinese whisper, but through the soul of the man. And this will, in a way, start triggering man to understand the power of his soul and confirmation of his existence. Many knowledge seekers say, I haven't seen, what am I doing? Where is my soul? It's only you who can see it. In the coming time, as you understand more and more, and you get involved in development of the universal technology, understanding of his technology, understanding of his science, you will understand, and we try to test you. And one by one, many of you will return the message. And you slowly start learning how to communicate with your own soul, how to communicate with the soul of the others. That when you become in the man of space, you can communicate with the creation, the creator, and those who have been created in dimension of the soul of existence. So there's an exciting time ahead. But as we said, step by step, and as our Armenian friend says, kamas kamas, slowly, slowly. If we give you the whole knowledge, you most probably choke on it. And we don't want no one to choke on nothing, but to understand that we can bring the fundamental change. Thank you very much for today. And hopefully gradually we open up more knowledge as we come.
Thank you, Mr. Keshe. I am sort of big to
To już jest koniec tłumaczenia tego warsztatu. Jakby ktoś chciał coś powiedzieć, to zapraszamy serdecznie.
Dzięki, Jarku. Z chęcią przedstawię szybkie gdzieś tam streszczenie tego materiału, który mieliśmy w drugiej części tego warsztatu przedstawiony. Od początku zaczęło się pytaniem o cięcie cesarskie, o tym, czy jest różnica, jeśli chodzi o dzieci, o to, jak dzieci to odbierają, czy jak kształtowana jest ich psychika, czy jakiekolwiek inne atrybuty. I tutaj dr Keshe odpowiadał, że oczywiście ma to wpływ sam fakt, jak wygląda poród, czy jest to cesarka, czy dziecko utknie w tunelu rodnym, czy nie. Wszystkie te czynniki, wszystkie te elementy mają wpływ na to, jak emocjonalnie będzie to przeżywać dziecko i też w jaki sposób to dziecko w pewien sposób się wykształtuje. Także w tym procesie, jeśli mówimy tutaj o formowaniu się fizyczności dziecka, to dusza człowieka oczywiście wraz z duszą fizyczności decydują o kształcie i rozmiarze mózgu. Były też omówione tutaj aspekty porodu właśnie w jednostce wzmacniającej, gdzie dr Keshe mówi tutaj o transferze, o transmutacji duszy jako właśnie w formie tego porodu w jednostce. Mówił o tym, że także za pomocą tej jednostki możemy odżywiać duszę dziecka, tak samo jak łono matki robi to na poziomie materii, na poziomie fizyczności. Tutaj były wymienione różnego rodzaju suplementy diety, które na przykład lekarze przepisują po to właśnie, żeby ten poziom fizyczny materii mógł być odżywiany i karmiony. Tutaj mówimy przy zastosowaniu tej jednostki o poziomie, robieniu tego samego na poziomie duszy. Potem mieliśmy pytanie o podstawy plazmy, o pochodzenie promienia i tutaj dr Keshe tłumaczył, że w zasadzie te promienie pochodzą z interakcji nicości, czyli można powiedzieć niebytu, nicości, totalności, gdzie tak samo porównywał ten proces do powstawania fal na morzu, mówiąc o tym, że mamy duży płaski zbiornik, na przykład morze czy ocean i gdzieś tam znikąd z interakcji właśnie ogromu tego oceanu, można powiedzieć, kreują się fale, które potem mają oczywiście możliwość, gdy docierają do brzegu, mogą kreować, mogą powoli rzeźbić linię brzegową, skały, różne inne miejsca, mogą docierać w miejsca, gdzie ta woda daje życie, ale też oczywiście druga możliwość jest taka, że czasami fale potrafią też być niszczące, więc tutaj myślę, że to jest dość trafne porównanie w kontekście także promieni, które też mają właśnie tą moc kreowania, ale też w plazmie często dr Keshe mówi o tym, że musimy zrozumieć cały proces i różnego rodzaju zależności, bo tak samo jak coś się może kreować i prowadzić do powstawania życia, tak samo możemy mieć ten efekt odwrotny, o czym wielokrotnie zostaliśmy przestrzegani, że należy zrozumieć warunki panujące w danym środowisku po to, żeby nie być na przykład w warunku tego chociażby silniejszego, z którego jest ściągana energia w danej sile pól. I tak mamy tutaj porównanie właśnie tego promienia do takiego migającego światła w esencji kreacji, czyli te promienie powstające właśnie w tej interakcji nicości, które gdzieś tam wyskakują co jakiś czas, są kreowane. Tutaj dr Keshe mówił o tym, że też w tych swoich nauczaniach przejdzie do tego, skąd wziął się kreator, że będzie też dalej zgłębiał tą wiedzę w kierunku właśnie wytłumaczenia też powstania promieni, z których to wziął się kreator. Czyli w zasadzie w tym procesie mamy to, co stworzone, zanurzone w tym, z czego zostało to stworzone, czyli kreacja, która w kreatorze żyje w pewien sposób, oba te wymiary żyją ze sobą równolegle, jedno zanurzone w drugim, to co wykreowane jest właśnie zanurzone, można powiedzieć, w przestrzeni tego, co to wykreowało. I następnych 5 miesięcy, myślę, że tutaj odwołanie do tej daty marcowej 2021, tutaj po raz kolejny dr Keshe mówi, że wszystkie te nauczania są w tym kierunku, czyli przygotowania na dołączenie do społeczności uniwersalnej, czy społeczności wszechświata, możemy sobie to różnie tłumaczyć. Tutaj mieliśmy też Caroline, członka języka niemieckiego Rady Uniwersalnej, która też odpowiedziała na tą propozycję czy ofertę współpracy właśnie z Rothschildami. To był ten temat w poprzednim warsztacie, czy 2 warsztaty temu, który się pojawił, gdzie dr Keshe tłumaczył, że tam wchodzą w rachubę interakcja właśnie z tą częścią rodziny Rothschildów, która gdzieś tam nie angażuje się w wojny, porzuciła tego typu aktywność i działania i chcą nawiązać współpracę w kontekście właśnie inwestowania w rozwój tej jednostki wzmacniającej, o której tutaj na warsztacie jest mowa. Zresztą na warsztatach od prawie już roku bodajże ten temat się pojawia i przewija, od kiedy to sama koncepcja, można powiedzieć, tej jednostki została zaprezentowana. Jeśli chodzi o, wracając do tematu porodu dzieci, przyszłe dzieci zrozumieją emocje języków wszechświata i będą miały kontakt właśnie z totalnością społeczności uniwersalnej. Będą też rozumieć działanie wszechświata od momentu urodzenia. Tak tutaj zapowiada dr Keshe, że kształtuje się właśnie przyszłość naszych dzieci na tej planecie. Było też pytanie o pola wodoru, o to, jak powstaje wodór, i tutaj dr Keshe mówi, że pola wodoru pochodzą z interakcji jednego atomu i z interakcji z polami inercji, czyli tego środowiska, tej bezwładności, którą tworzy środowisko. W tym warunku przekształcają się właśnie w pola protonu i elektronu, więc to środowisko, jak tutaj było obrazowo też przedstawiane, dr Keshe mówił na przykład o złocie, że jeśli ten promień w sile pół, można powiedzieć, na przykład wodoru, natrafi na środowisko, w którym do kreowania się złota, można powiedzieć, nie mamy tego dopasowania w tym środowisku, ta cząstka się nie wykreuje, tylko ten promień się nie wykreuje, tylko będzie gdzieś tam podążał dalej, ale w związku z tym, że rdzeń Ziemi ma dużo, w jego składzie jest dużo pól właśnie wodoru, mamy to środowisko, w którym właśnie na naszej planecie produkuje się, czy kreuje się, można powiedzieć, transmutuje się z pól do materii duża ilość właśnie tego pierwiastka, czyli wodoru. No i to wszystko, jeśli chodzi o streszczenie, gdzieś tam moje zrozumienie tego, co było powiedziane. Jak ktoś ma ochotę coś dodać, zapytać albo rzucić jakiś temat na tapetę, to zapraszam. Dzięki.
Dzięki, Przemku. Tak więc zapraszamy. Nie mamy pytań. Myślę, że pytań jest mnóstwo, ale tematy, które są tu poruszane, są tylko na razie u nas w wyobraźni, jak to może się zadziać, jak możemy manifestować chociażby poród czy cokolwiek w materii. Tak jak to Przemek powiedział, pewnie wszystko jakby w swoim czasie się zacznie układać i coraz więcej będziemy tego pojmować, tej wiedzy. Tak więc na dzisiaj skończymy. Zapraszam na kolejne spotkanie w czwartek. Życzę Wam dobrej nocy. Dzięki za przetłumaczenie i do usłyszenia.
Nadszedł czas zmiany. przejścia do prawdziwego działania wszechświata. I nadszedł czas, aby zrozumieć, że używamy stanu materii, by osiągnąć poziom zrozumienia duszy człowieka. Teraz rozumiesz, być może, dlaczego Kreator wysłał swoich posłańców w imię tego, co miałeś. To oni przynoszą uszy, aby można było ich użyć, gdy nadejdzie czas Mesjasza. Mogę nauczyć duszę i przesłanie. Nie by się przeciwstawiać, ale poprzez ich zrozumienie, przez tych, którzy stali się Mesjaszami, aby dawać ze swoich dusz, aby ich elewować. Zadanie stało się łatwe. Szkoła jest tutaj i uczniowie są tutaj w oddaniu. Wtedy nie będzie żadnej walki między tym, co nazywają muzułmanami, a chrześcijanami. Baranek i lew będą jeść i spać w tym samym gnieździe. Chrześcijanie i muzułmanie będą spać i modlić się w meczecie, w tym samym kościele, w imię ich dusz, nie w imię religii, które są używane do tworzenia tak wielu konfliktów, dla korzyści tych, którzy byli hiperaktywnymi dziećmi. Nadszedł czas, czas zmian jest tutaj. I jak powiedziałem, moje życzenie jest moim rozkazem. Jeśli pragniesz ujrzeć pokój, droga pokoju jest wyłożona bardzo wyraźnie. To dusza świadomości zbiorowej. Poprzez dawanie stworzy tą pozycję zmiany. Nic innego. W duszy człowieka nie ma długopisu. Jestem pewien, że po wejściu do społeczności uniwersalnej nigdy nie zobaczysz niczego zapisanego, ale równowagę pól duszy egzystencji. Staraj się być na tyle pokornym, aby nie stać się aroganckim w mocy, którą zrozumiałeś i posiadłeś. Inaczej wpadniesz w tą samą ścieżkę kościoła i meczetu. To jest to, co obiecaliśmy i to właśnie dostarczyliśmy. Musimy zrozumieć działanie duszy i musimy zrozumieć, że dusza człowieka jest gwiazdą w kosmosie wszechświata. Jeśli porównamy duszę człowieka i tak wielu nas, 7 miliardów w jednym zbiorze, Ziemia jest jak galaktyka z tak wieloma gwiazdami. Kiedy patrzymy w głąb wszechświata, widzimy galaktyki z setkami milionów gwiazd. Podobnie jest z planetą Ziemią. Niesie 7 miliardów pięknych gwiazd, które są duszą człowieka. Niesie z sobą duszę tak wielu trylionów zwierząt, roślin i wszystkiego innego. Jeśli więc patrzą ci, którzy nie widzą fizyczności Ziemi i jej zawartości, co widzą? Widzą galaktykę z wielką ilością pięknych, świecących świateł. Każda według swojej siły. Każda zgodnie ze swoją pozycją. Niemowlę ma piękną duszę, podobnie jak staruszek. Dla tych niefizycznych, którzy nie widzą fizycznego wymiaru tej planety, ale widzą siłę pola, jesteśmy gromadami gwiazd. Ludzka rasa, każda pojedyncza dusza, nikt z daleka nie widzi. To jest dusza rybaka, to jest dusza kosmologa, to jest dusza prezydenta. Wszystkie świecą bez względu na fizyczność. To jest magia. Oto, co nowa nauka musi przynieść człowiekowi. Kiedy patrzymy przez naszą duszę, widzimy tylko gwiazdy w innych duszach. I to jest przełom. To jest zrozumienie. Na tym właśnie polegają te wszystkie nauki. Dojście do dojrzałości następnego poziomu, aby zrozumieć daleki kosmos. Wszechświat jest ostrygą dla tych dusz, które służą. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy do wejścia w kosmos. Wtedy człowiek jest gotowy, aby stać się częścią uniwersalnej społeczności, która została obiecana. Nigdy nie obiecywałem wam nieba. Zawsze obiecywałem wam elewację człowieka, aby przyłączył się do rodziny. A teraz macie klucz. To wy musicie otworzyć drzwi, aby zrozumieć, że mogę elewować duszę tych ludzi lub milionów innych dusz, że fizyczne życie na tej planecie zmieni się. Wtedy jestem godny bycia częścią społeczności uniwersalnej, by być, aby służyć, aby się rozwijać, by być tam, aby być częścią, że w cyklu życia wszechświata staje się w byciu częścią, staje się częścią totalności. Kiedy człowiek osiągnie ten punkt, pojawi się nowy wymiar w sile duszy człowieka, który jest poza wyobrażeniem zrozumienia życia fizycznego. To jest brama do otwarcia nowego życia w nowym wymiarze, co jest poza wyobrażeniem tego, co mogliście nazwać nowym początkiem, nowym cyklem, gdzie ten cykl niesie ze sobą źródło stworzenia życia we wszechświecie i unikosie. To jest elewacja duszy, aby służyć. Stała się kluczem. Nie tron życia fizycznego. Czas jest odpowiedni, nadszedł czas, aby człowiek przeszedł przez ten proces.